Understand though, things actually started pretty well for LG on that gun round. I mean, it was pretty explosive at the same time. You didn't really see any type of wait in a set smoke, just full out rushed out
Yeah,
towards
it
the
was
A bomb
dry.
site, which is, I guess it kind of caught Complexity off guard at the same time.
Yeah, they worked it. Yeah, they just ran out dry, and it like I guess it looks kind of puggy just because there's low nades, but it worked perfectly, and we're good to go.
All right. Thank you for your patience, guys. As it was good to be back into the radio casting. It's been a while, which I forgot how much details I actually have to give, which made me fumble my words. But I think we should start like a Twitch audio broadcast
That probably would get a lot of viewers.
or
That's
listeners,
What's that?
like
Or
listeners.
yeah, listeners of viewers.
Turn into podcasts. But nonetheless, though, we are back in this game. So the op that they've used here are salvaged from Surreal. They're going to boost it up towards the Z-shaped hallway to watch towards this Econ side. But the rest of LG playing it quite slow. You see them all lined up on this mini-map. Holding out towards Ivy from CT spawn. Holding out towards T-Con from T-spawn, rather, on both sides. Or on both players. They're just trying to let Complexity come towards them, and they do. As Android pushed up with 8 to start at the upper ramp, and they pay the price. They lose one early.
Yep, that's a kill. Some information, but they aren't able to aggress off of the Destiny. I mean, they're still trying to stiff out the stack here. I think the rule of thumb is every time you get a kill, especially anti-eco, you just throw another 20 seconds on the waiting, because that just makes it easier and easier. There's a higher percent chance that someone else is going to push to try to get aggressive to even up. So a lot of incentives to just play it even more slowly if that opening ticket's given up. But here it is. They're now moving into the site. Our two-man here is in Z with the op. He's vision obscured. He's not going to be able to stop this plan. Dev actually is a little bit too slow and doesn't get the kill on Yell. Puts the bomb down with ease.
It was for real. And now it's Surreal, the last man standing. Even Death actually threw an explicit right there. He's like, man, I had that shot. Somehow couldn't get a single kill. And now they spot Surreal, saving his AWP back towards Ivy. They're going to try to hunt him down. You see this on this mini-map. And they're heading towards T-spawn, from CT spawn, and also in front of the bomb train. So Surreal has a lot of work to do. Caught around the corner, misses that shot, and he loses that gun. So that's going to be now a full save coming in for Complexity. 2-2 tied overall.
Yeah, really difficult save. Excuse me. And let's see, a ton of money on Luminosity. Even the score is 2-2. These valuable CT rounds are they're losing their opportunities here. And so we've just seen one really good outside take with very low nades, which is the scariest part for Complexity, because you could half expect Luminosity to try it again, and we don't know if Complexity have an adjustment for it. And it always feels really good when you can just rely on 5 people running out and trading as opposed to a whole bunch of smokes and slow methodical play. It's much easier.
They're about to go for a 4-man push with pistols here, Londers. This is going to be Ape leading the charge. And the bomb was close earlier to start. They dropped the first guy. Destiny's around the corner. Here comes the other 2 guys peeking out, and Destiny's trying to fight for his life, falling all the way back towards C-spawn. Does have a bit of support. DKL, meanwhile, has dropped Surreal towards Hell on the outside. But finally, things have calmed down quite a bit here as Complexity have finally been stopped on their push towards the upper side. Destiny and Yell getting the last 2 kills. It is now going to be 3-2. Decent to start. Wish they had a 3rd kill on Complexity's side is what they're thinking. But at least they have enough here to go for AWPs.
Yeah, that's going to be a really important adjustment. I think, let's see. Are they going to have another one? Yeah, Ape's going to pick one up. He's going to drop it to, looks like Uber. Who is yet to frag so far in this map. See how they put it to work. I always like to get the op cam for the opening rounds. You know that's where the action is going to follow to first. I'm not sure. Is he going to find this pick? It looks like someone's crossed. And it might be behind a smoke. And then we have Surreal and Z on the rotate. Or fast rotate, but there it is. We're getting an opening frag.
Yeah, connect stack from Ivy, and that's going to be Yell falling down. Meanwhile, we are in the eyes of Destiny, trying to clear out towards upper. Pop flashes himself. He doesn't see anybody there towards that upper ramp. Might be an op battle very soon here towards this Ivy side. Nope, check that out. It's actually smoked out here by Uber. And then that's going to force Showtime out of position, putting him back in towards T-spawn. They're doing actually a good job for complexity with these late smokes to run down that timer. Destino is going to pop flash himself to move inside. Oh, I don't even think Def saw him. Oh, but after that spray, that gives away his position as he moves down towards his bomb train. Really turn around to try to win it back. Who's that in the back of two? That's Surreal. Now he's going to get caught at the same time. A little bit of miscommunication there on how they want to hold it. So that's going to be an easy plant coming in now for LG as Showtime gets the out kill onto Android and 8 falls as well. Just like that, Uber is going to be the last man standing in the 3 versus 1.
My God, that was so messy. And it was just like unfortunate thing after unfortunate thing. I mean, Def even had the read on him running up the side of the train to get that frag, but then even waiting for him doesn't get the kill. So had a couple of opportunities there on top of the pop dog to shoot over the smoke, missed that, and then on the fallback as well. That was just kind of, you know, you can't expect Luminosity to be able to get out every single time, but it almost doesn't matter. This is another rifle round that's going to result in another save. So those mistakes are that mistake in particular, I suppose, is going to cost them 2 rounds potentially. I mean, we're going to have this op again at least to recycle, but it didn't have impact last time. Maybe Uber can do something more with it on this eco. I don't know what his plan is or if he's even going to give it up. But damn, that was kind of hard to watch.
Oh, yeah. They definitely needed a towel for how messy that hold was.
Yeah.
But Uber does have a decent spawn here to try to push up aggressively towards upper ramp. Might be a little bit late as he peeks out. 2 guys could already be down in front of him. And he's actually still going for it. Okay. So this is going to be tough. Meanwhile, Android's holding inside down towards that ladder room. He misses the op shot, but at least he doesn't pay the price. He's falling back towards the inner bomb site and does have support from 8. Meanwhile, like I said, this gives an advantage here for the CTs to push up quite a lot. But Ivy is quite open for them to take, so that's why you see Uber just rotating all the way back from CT spawn to watch that area now.
Yep, a little bit of a stalemate now. It looks like late Ivy might be aggressed on. No one's actually watching this. You just have someone that's Uber kind of far back waiting. And that could be a good spot for... He has a lot of utility from here where he can actually go back, watch ladder, take care of Ivy, and he had a lot of cover, so if someone wants to rotate through CT, he can come with support. And now look at that, he's already at inner with the bomb posturing towards him, but I think this is going to be an outer split, if anything. We have, unless this, or Meta Ivy falls all the way back. Hard to tell exactly what Luminosity want to do, but they really want an opening kill, that's for sure. Like an easy one before they decide to execute. Running into a stack would be the worst way to lose.
Well, it starts off with a fake smoke towards lower ramp. Android, I think, might have heard the footsteps towards that those white calls. As he has a CZ, he gets 1 kill, but meanwhile, his teammates have fallen on the outside. Surreal at E-Box also falling down from Shiz. Now Abe's going to try to go for a big flank. Uber is still with this op. 4 versus 2. Uber is able to get a few of these kills. There's for the first one. Bomb has yet to be planted, but now he's the last man standing.
Yeah, ideally your op gets the opening kill, and then, you know, you still have some, I guess you could call them pawns, players with pistols, to run distractions while your op does more work. But I don't like how the op is... I mean, I wanted to say that he was in a good position to be of utility because he could go from inner to watch ladder to watch Ivy, but because he was so passive and all the pistols dying up front, it just kind of like leaves you in an awkward position. Whereas if he has like a couple teammates alive with him, then he can do a lot more. But you can't retake 1v3 with the op, and certainly after all your teammates have died.
Yep. Well, in this round, Uber will be able to save his AWP. They were trying to hunt him down, but they try to look back towards CT spawn one more time. But he's actually saving his op towards the brown halls. And finally, we have enough economy here for complexity to go for a full gun round here. But again, this is going to be a tough call. He's going to drop his AWP for Surreal, speaking about Uber, and purchase them for himself. But if they lose this one here, they're back on possibly a small force buy. If they just want to try to narrow that gap down. But they're playing CT side first, and they're losing 5 rounds in a row from that third point.
Two buy rounds that have resulted in saves. Just pretty rough stuff. And Def, oh man, oh, needs that second kill, but doesn't get it. Losing the inner 1-for-1, not quite enough. And then Yell just peeking down the ramp. No smokes have come out of the feed already. As teammates try to rotate quickly to deal with the damage.
Sometimes push all the way up towards the oil rig, but stopped by Android. Now Shiz is going to do the same thing on the other end. The bomb has now been planted, but they're not even looking down there. He's going to get some big surprise kills to start. Here's the weapon switch. Gets the first one into Surreal, looks around, gets the headshot onto Uber, trying to go for a third. But Android gets 2 kills of his own. So now it's a 1 versus 1, but they have a molly. He does have a smoke at least. He doesn't have a kit. Molly is now being thrown.
He's looking for the kit. Do you get it?
Nope, he just got a bunch of nades.
Okay.
So now he's gonna have to go for a pop flash throw defuse maybe? Nope, Yellow's just gonna run down with the Tech 9.
I love that.
6-2.
I love that. As soon as the bomb's tapped, you know exactly where they are. You know that they have to be looking at the bomb, so you just wait for the tap, you peek out immediately. And typically you don't want to peek until, you know, you wait 4 seconds, and the very standard thing to do. But the other option is that if you know that they have to be turned around to defuse the bomb, you wait for that sound, and then you peek out and you know they're not looking at you. They have to 180 to kill you, so it's also a good opportunity to try to end the round early in a very safe way.
So that's the low buy that we have. So we do have a FAMAS in the hands of Ape. Of course, they do have M4s and AWPs, but look at that. Barely any utilities, no kits, except for Android, who's currently playing it here towards the outside bomb train. Ooh. And Def, again, is the first one to fall. Unfortunately, he's been playing so well on Nuke side, but he's been totally denied on train. Surreal fully blinded. Destiny's moving forward. He's going to hear it. He gets the shot. So it's traded out 4 versus 4, and the rest of them have not rotated out, at least for Complexity side. So really counting on Surreal's shot, it comes in their favor.
Yeah, Destiny just got super aggressive there and gave up the trade, but I don't think he expected there to be 2 inners, so he figured he could just get into a lurk spot as quickly as possible. I think I understand why he felt like he could do that. It looked kind of crazy, but now they're in a 4v4. Still not a bad spot for Luminosity, and they also have killed Def, who plays inner and has been having some trouble.
Well, now you're narrowing down the defense too, right? You're leaving it on a 4 versus 4, but a map like Train, you're going to force one guy that's going to rotate back and forth on outside and inner again. So at some point, if the timing's off, there's going to be an advantage coming in for the T side. And it looks like they gambled well enough. They have 3 guys on the outside. The execution already came in from LG with 30 seconds left on the clock. Showtime switches to the knife when Android was just about to peek on that bomb train. But now it's going to be Shiz peeking out. The bomb is now down 6 seconds left on the clock. Trying to get the second kill onto Showtime, but to no avail. Meanwhile, though, Yell is down to 4 HP. It's a 3 versus 2. They're going to let him get this plant. Yell is holding towards the E-box. Showtime gets the plant. Ape's moving out towards the E-box, gets the kill, and Showtime's stuck here at the bomb train. Gets a second kill. It's a 1 versus 1. He puts him down to 37 HP, and that's Uber trying to move up here. He doesn't have a kit, so he's going to have to play aggressively, and he wins that fight. So nice try, though, by Showtime. Uber picks up the kit, and it's going to be 6-3.
That was definitely an insane try by Showtime. Really, really close. But also, you know, Uber winning this 1v1. That's the second round for Complexity, but they're in danger of having to go into double eco, the same position that we saw them on. We saw Luminosity on Nuke. So
look how low the money is even after they won the round.
Yeah.
Versus LG.
Money, yeah, and how much money LG have exactly. So not only will they be able to have I mean, they'll have a buy here, but it's even not that good. They don't have full nades. They have a player with a UMP. FAMAS is not ideal. Train has so many long angles that a FAMAS is just like the fall-off damage, and the accuracy is so bad on this map. Really important. That's the other hard part about CT. It's kind of like, that's why everything snowballs on this map, because if you have a lot of money, you get the auto snipers, you get the rifles, you get the full utility, you can put that all to use, because the map is so big. But if you don't have a lot of money, then it's just... So it's like, if you have a lot of money, you can just snowball really easily. But if you never get your feet on the ground economically, you have a high likelihood to lose on these half buys or even any type of compromise. Like even a FAMAS, I think, is a really big disadvantage.
Starts off again with Uber trying to hold down towards his IV solo with 2 guys trying to move up, and that's going to be Showtime and Yell. Going to counter smoking back. Keep one in their tracks, and that's going to be Yell while Showtime's moving up. So they're really setting up for a good trade now. Pop flash. He's going to run through it. Ashley has a great position into Cubby. Oh no, Ashley, he made it back here towards the Ivy side. Showtime's going to try to hunt him down. He's going to catch him off guard. Uber's still with a knife out. I'm surprised. Yeah, me neither. Bomb makes it out towards Olaf, though, and gets picked off. So it's a 3-on-3.
Oh, nice peek from Yell. 2 players in the retake. But yeah, Uber was the man responsible for Ivy, so I don't know who told him to leave, but like, his job is so important. Surreal gets caught rotating in as well, and this is a disaster. This is going to be really bad.
At this point, you're going to see a double save situation for Complexity, as you mentioned here, Lunders.
But it's like, what could possibly, what position could Uber, what was his job there? I mean, his job, in my opinion, was just stay Ivy, and somebody else was supposed to put him, because, like exactly for the reason that he died. That's the reason he should have moved, I guess. But even if there wasn't anyone there, it's just like Ivy's so important. And you can even watch from there. You can watch T-Con as well. So I don't know. But it ran like somewhere, you know.
Yeah. And even I'm even looking back at the stream for a replay to see what's going on, why he ran back, because even at this point, with him holding towards Ivy and he starts falling back, everybody from Luminosity Gaming are setting up for an outside take. There's nobody selling a fake towards inner. So I'm not quite sure. So
yeah, exactly. It's like, what information do they have?
Yeah.
Either way,
It was 0.
very important frag, and then maybe help convert the round. Complexity, bare bones buy have 1 deagle and just 1 upgraded P250, and that's it. I mean, the Luminosity were fully well aware that this is gonna be a low buy. I picked up a Mac 10, try to funnel kills into this.
Exactly. Now Def is playing towards the spools, taking down Surreal. Meanwhile, does get a deagle headshot onto Showtime, still alive with it. Gets a second one onto Shiz, but that stops there as Destiny kills him.
That was actually
Still
a
have,
ridiculous one, dude.
Yeah. We'll have Uber and Ape alive here, as they could maybe try to get something with the deagle, but Ape picks up the Mac 10 to start. But at this point, you know it's going to be a round coming in for LG. They don't have any kits for Complexity side. But at this point, they're just setting up here for exits, and Destiny's creeping up, gets the kill. Uber is even running all the way out towards White Halls to try to get exits. So 8-3 will be the score in favor of Luminosity Gaming, as
9-3
they're
most likely.
yeah. Yes, indeed, because they're going to be in a double save situation after that bye that they had that they lost. And again, maybe we're beating a dead horse here, but when we look back on that previous round where Uber actually got caught running away, when you look back at it, that actually put Ape in a very tough position, because he had to look back towards Ivy, he had to look back towards Olaf. He was able to get a kill there, but I mean, you're basically just dwindling down the defense that you have for Complexity side on the outside. You got 5 guys now executing. You got 4 or 6 exits to look at from Complexity side, because they were coming from all angles for the last 2 remaining players.
Ivy control, man. Can't say it enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this set. Oh, it looks like it's gonna be something quick, actually. These guys are down ladder already. Have they started throwing smokes? It looks like they might be gearing up to do so. Probably want to try to bait out some resources if possible.
The advantage, though, too, is that Def is pushed all the way up towards Brown Halls. So he's with the Mag 7 there. If he's able to get the first kill, peeking out, there's 1, there's 2.
Nice. Those are nice.
Yeah, and because of that push, they were able to stack 4 players on the outside for Complexity, but now it's a 5-on-3 situation to start. Things are looking very good here for Complexity.
Uh-oh. There's 1 kill to try to even up. Oh, no, and from a 5v3... Did Def actually push?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He died at the staircase, so he looked back towards White Halls, got
I'm
caught.
not sure I agree with that, because like
No.
you have a man advantage. Like you just lost a player, but you just got 2 kills, so you still have the advantage. And your teammate died. I mean, he wasn't in a bad spot. He just ended up dying. That's fine. But then, you know, you give up inner, and you know, maybe they just feel like they're at such a disadvantage, even though they had man advantage, like no resources.
So far, the fight is looking to be towards the outside. Android now opt down as he was looking for a better position on the bomb train. 8 trying to peek out towards Z, draws the bomb carrier, but he and Uber fall simultaneously. And that's going to make it now 9-3 in favor of LG. And even there, like, it was supposed to be a double save. They went for a forced buy. It didn't work out. Now they're low on money again.
Yeah, this is so bad. And that was a 5v3, so it's just so bad. Like,
Yeah.
no. Silver platter, here's a round, silver platter, throw it away in a situation where you're like down, you're down 6 rounds on CP side of train.
Where you're so happy picking up that silver platter and walking away with your meal, and you just trip over it. Your face planted. Ape, though, gets the first headshot onto Shiz as they're going for another sort of forced buy with Mag 7 and low pistols. Actually didn't have any armor, so they upgraded to whatever they could, keeping the economy even on the CT side, both at the 2K mark. So as they lose this round here, the bonus comes in for 2,900. You'll see the M4s come in one more time, but at this point, I feel it's too little too late here, Launders. It's going to be a 10-3. Possibly with the buy that they have, they're going to be low on econ in terms of utilities and kits. So LG are looking quite good, and finally, as you mentioned in the pregame, they haven't won a best out of 3 against an invite team in a long time. Well,
Yeah, I
finally,
don't think
this might
I
be
don't
it.
think they have ever, but I might be wrong. So this might be the first time, but I might be wrong. I haven't seen all their games.
Even if it's not a long time or their first time, it's a good thing to have right now, and it's a good thing to put under their belt as they're
Yeah.
still trying to move forward right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. They'll have another. I don't know how it works. Oh, never mind. I was gonna bring up the question that I could ask later
Okay,
in private.
we'll do it offline.
Puberty.
So Surreal going for a glass cannon. They do have one kit, barely any nades in this buy that they have, buying all the way down to 0, which puts them in a situation that if they lose this round here, they're only going to have submachine guns and then Mag 7s one more time. Yell pushing up towards Teton, dropping the first one on towards CT Heaven, trying to get the shot here towards the A-bomb train, but it's stolen away by Showtime moving up. Uber burning down and didn't actually move out long enough, or far enough, and trying to get a kill just before he dies, and he gets nothing.
Trades
It's a
right
3
now
versus
so
1.
sick for Luminosity, and they are able to just take outside. They've done all types of tempos, and it's just I don't even know. I have so little faith that Complexity can actually close this out, considering that was so bad, and the fact that Luminosity have just had this outside execute that's been so beast, and their trades are incredibly on point. And they have come back from man disadvantage. They did that on Nuke like 4 or 5 times. It came down to like a 1v1 from like a 2v4, 2v5.
I still want to know your thoughts, though, on that last play from Uber. So he was on that bomb train, he was burning down, and he still decided to go for a spray and a kill before actually trying to fall back.
I think, yeah, I think sometimes you're in the smoke, you feel like nobody can't see you. You find the perfect angle, you can get burned, and then you get like, I don't know. It's tough. Was there a better position for him to be? Maybe, but maybe he saw an opportunity to get a kill where, you know, if you get the kill, you could just fall back through the smoke, right? Which is really nice. But the molly made it really awkward.
Jeff is trying it again. They hurt him towards the circuit too. He gets some damage, gets the first kill, but not the second one to Shiz. Meanwhile, though, it did start well earlier on for them towards T-Con. He even pushed down towards T-Spawn. At least they spotted the bomb. Showtime got the kill. So it's a 3 versus 2. Showtime's down at 38 HP, Shiz at 95. They do have a healthy amount of HP right now for Complexity, as Uber actually just dropped the bomb carrier with the scout at Ivy. So Shiz, last man standing, spotted here by Surreal, pushing up towards Olaf. And that's going to end the first half 11-4 in favor of LG. But again, LG, T-side 11 rounds.
Yeah, T-side 11 rounds. If they get the pistol, it spells disaster for Complexity. Who, I mean, they'll have a T-side. I think towards the end of the seasons, Complexity started doing much better on Train, as opposed to I think they lost their first 2 or 3 matches on it, and then won their last 2. But still, Luminosity just playing a lot better fundamentally. Like I feel like you just put them on any map right now, and they're doing a lot of things better as a team. Like especially like, you know, just seeing the holes in Complexity's games, like losing man advantages constantly. I guess that's like the main thing that's caught up to them the most on these rounds. And even to think that even on those rounds where they get the first 2 kills or first 3 kills and then they close it out, but it's a 1v1, they still lost so much money. So that's, you know, it hinders their ability to put rounds in a row together.
Yeah, great job by Luminosity Gaming to keep that economy level there for Complexity in this whole first half. Mind you, as well, Showtime is back in this game, 18-8. I think he was at 117 ADR on that first half, so doing his part on the T side. Although it really came down to the group work that was actually displayed by Shiz and by Destiny, working in his buddy system to try to take down B a lot. The pistol round is underway. You do have Surreal with a molly and 2 flashes, 8 with a smoke and a molly. So they're going to try to go for a takedown lower and possibly use these mollies for post plants if they want to keep Surreal and 8 back.
Happens now. Showtime spotting people, and he has a teammate at Spools. They're very heavily guarded inner. We've got 2 people at the site already, so first kill, getting very aggressive and looking for more, but Def finding a perfect trade. Actually, a couple of them
Wow.
And this gives them site control, bomb plant, perfect after plans to follow, hopefully, as they actually are pushing quite far up, but it seems to pay off. And
Yeah.
Yell has made noise, getting burned by the Molotov and Z, so his position is compromised. And the round is over.
Abe's just even going to try to hunt him down. You hear him? He gets the headshot. So they actually wanted just to keep the volley for Z, to keep the rotation out in case there was only 2 guys playing towards inner, but it all came down to those Glocks in the end. It doesn't really matter what utilities you have. Those shots just simply connected there for complexity.
Yeah. Luminosity have the chance now. So this will be the 3rd map. They can make the final, and
Yeah.
and ultimately, I think we both feel like these teams will meet again in the final. We might very well cast another best of 3 between these teams, or maybe a bracket reset, double best of 3 versus these teams in a couple games from now. But whoever wins this will have a huge advantage, not having to play 2 best of 3s in the final. They are
Starts off well though.
bracket.
They're pushing in towards lower for complexity this round here. They get the first kill, and at this point, they lose the AK at least towards Ivy. Yell's going to move forward to try to pick that up from depth. But meanwhile, they are setting up for exits at this point. They don't really want to try to push aggressively inside because they do have... Oh, sorry, it wasn't even an AK, it was a MAC-10. But it did invest a lot towards armor and 5.7s and even CZs.
They're all
Keep
so
those
far away
first
from the
round.
bomb, but
Yeah, imagine if a ninja came. Wow, I am going through puberty today.
today it's a process.
It's a process. The bomb is going to go off. It's going to be 11-6. Still in favor of Luminosity, rather. But it is a two-round advantage on this second half for Complexity on T side, so it's a good start. They salvage the MAC-10, as we mentioned before, keeping their CZs for this round.
They've just upgraded a single one, and yeah, I think maybe we're a little bit worried. Potentially, there's going to be some armor, but I don't think there is anything to be worried about. And for depth, they really want to just get as many kills into these SMGs as possible, and start building up an economy so they can have a strong start to the half, and it won't be in danger of saving it. It comes out, depth's actually down a lot, and Yell's pushed up quite far.
Well, at least Ape is there for that buddy system to save them. Meanwhile, though, you do have PKL playing towards Ivy on the green train, and they're getting dropped like flies for LG, leaving now PKL and Showtime, the last 2 remaining. Complexity did a good job here to set up for those trades in case their teammates have fallen, but they still have 5 guys quite alive. Get another one to PKL. They spot the last one on Showtime in the back of Ivy as well. Jack still wants to bring the fight towards him despite him having only 12 HP. Finally, that full flash comes through and they have a 5-man alive to win that round for Complexity. Time to bring out your emotes. It is 7-11.
Come to what?
7-11.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Op versus Op. Yell and Surreal. Yell's definitely had a lot of impact as an Opper. I think he's leading the scoreboard for his team. No, not quite. He's right behind Showtime, but has gotten that T-Con, gotten that pick quite often, which is so hard to do, and he did that on T side. T side, he should have a much easier time, especially if he wants to be aggressive. There are so many ways to open up the round, and it's a very standard setup right now for CTs.
As I mentioned, Showtime was 18-8, right? So he's 18-11, hasn't gotten a kill yet in the second half. So Yell could be in a position to catch up to the scoreboard. But what you want is for everybody to step up right now for LG. Prevent Complexity from getting this momentum here, because they got a full 5-man alive on that last round, so they have that economy built up. So you wanted to keep them going there with that economy. Start hurting you here on the CT side. Start
Be a
things
real
off.
test. Pivotal round, right?
Yep.
Both teams not too poor. coL isn't too poor, but both teams, this could be a conversion for Complexity to become a lot closer to evening up. So smokes are gonna go cascading over the site outside. A ladder split with T-Con is on the menu. Destiny's boosted up onto the site. Goes for the spray, doesn't actually land any bullets. Should have done a headshot and a second kill.
Yeah, and quickly traded back though by Android and Surreal. It's a 3 versus 3. Showtime, meanwhile, has dropped down Uber towards Z-shaped hallway, so at least they get a bomb plant now for Complexity. guarantee them enough money for the next round here. But at the same time, though, LG have fought all the way down very low, and Android just peeked out wide a little bit too early. That's a big flash, yeah.
Oh my god. Switching guns, not seeing him, but surreal. Getting caught with that flash. Beautiful flash. Right over his head, right over his camera. There was no chance for him to turn around from that.
I was going to say they really had to win a round with the remaining 3 members here for LG, as that victory would have been quite costly still for this counter-terrorist side. At least be able to drop 2 rifles here for the 2 that died previously. Still not fully out of the fire yet. Versus Complexity, who have won 3 rounds in a row, including a bomb plant right now. Looking quite good here for this round.
Yeah. So they've won the pistol, the 2 anti-ecos. Yep. They haven't actually won a rifle round, so that actually says, I think, more about Complexity in a bad way. But that being said, and that's only just because it's the first rifle round of the half. It's not so bad. They still have opportunities to make adjustments and so on, but they're running out of rounds to work with is the main problem. Again, another pretty standard setup. This time we have a 2-3 from Luminosity, and this is more of a 2-3 than a 4-1 because our man Showtime is in the site. He's not in Z. He's not a very fast rotate. He is more dedicated to watching the bottom A ramp. So this makes the rotate a little bit harder to get back outside, and it looks like the smokes will be going there.
Yep, setting up for outside now is Complexity. Meanwhile, we have started to fall back a little bit for LG, but the rotation's going to come back, so they're going to have 4 guys on the outside. Def is moving forward. Spot 1 towards Heaven. Def gets the spray in the headshot onto Shiz. Yell, though, capitalizes back on an off-kill from the bomb train onto Android. Here comes the bomb plan. Def playing close with 8 to try to hold it back. As now it is planted, they're in pretty decent position. I have to stop peeking at this point. Def peeks out, pays the price. Showtime gets the kill.
4v3, lots of time left on the clock. Uber getting a flank frag, however.
And Surreal winning that fight towards Olaf against PKL, so it's up to Yell and Showtime. 3 versus 2, they do have a kit. Nice shot by Yell in the face of 8 close range. Their clock is ticking fast now. They're going to have to go for the save me while I defuse. Taking the bomb carrier. Uber coming out from the ladder room, getting the last 2 kills, and it's going to be 12-8. Like I mentioned before, they could reset them back.
Yeah, they could have won that. I mean, he had a worry that there was going to be somebody else to try to peek and trade, but that bomb was not planted for our man coming around the back of the train. So if he had just posted on ladder, got that kill, they probably could have stuck that plant. That was quite close, but good outside take. They were able to get Complexity were able to get outside pretty cleanly. Def got a pretty lucky headshot into Heaven through that smoke. It looked like his bullets weren't even like he wasn't exactly aiming where his bullets went. So fortunate to do that, but either way. After that, no further friction. They were able to get the plant down and then played it pretty safe.
Now you do have Luminosity Gaming back on a pistol. 2 upgraded P250s, no armor across the board. Going to count on sheer aim to try to win this, and you're gambling for a stack at the inner bomb site in case Complexity runs into that. But so far, it's very slow for coL. Yell is peeking up. Surreal gets caught switching weapons, but at least it's traded out by 8. One thing to start. Pretty decent for LG, because they have bought down quite low for Complexity side, once again.
And staying strong on this inner hold, but it looks like the stack isn't going to come out. Usually that kill would be a nice way to encourage the terrorists to try to run into the other side, but they don't bite on it. In fact, they follow the frag, go outside, and avoid all the rest of the CTs.
Yell spots Def, dinks him, but Def does have head armor, thankfully, in a MAC-10. Aim punch gets taken down. Destiny looking back towards Z, headshotted by Android. Shiz trying to capitalize on his MAC-10 kill, but to no avail. Showtime now spotted at Z, forced to fall back. Uber's winning on the other end. Drops it, and it's now going to be 9-12.
I actually don't know if they're going to. I think they're going to buy it because they've got one at 5.9, 1.45, but everybody else is a little bit low. I mean, yeah, it looks like PKL is going to buy it. Yeah, they got this FOM, this UMP. It's kind of, I think, the exact same buy that we saw Complexity with in a situation where they were doing badly economically. And yeah, 5 rounds for Complexity to the 1 of Luminosity on this CT side. And yeah, Complexity looking to make a case for themselves here, looking a lot stronger. And it's crunch time, man. These are the final rounds. There's a lot on the line with this series. I think whoever wins this series probably is going to qualify.
Yeah.
In a sense, you know, 'cause they have a huge advantage in the final.
That's right, because it's 2 best out of 3s in the grand finals if you're coming in from lower brackets. You'd only have to win 1 set. Thought it could be a long night. But start things off, it's going to be Complexity trying to actually put a lot of pressure towards this Ivy side. You do have Uber watching flanks from the white halls to see if they're going to push down towards lower. They're also committed towards T-Con where they try to peek out and see nothing there. And I think Ape has heard that from his position on top of the dumpster. Little do they know, though, that Complexity doesn't know that Luminosity has fallen back and has put a lot of pressure towards Ivy to control now.
Yeah, so many resources expelled for no damage. This is how Ivy works. You get to bait a lot of resources, and you need a lot to take it. So after all that, nothing's really happened. They could have moved a little bit farther up Ivy, but really no tells here. And ultimately, this could favor the terrorists who are typically fine with less utility.
And speaking of utilities, they don't really have much left in their own hands for LG, and that's the first one to fall. That's PKL. Nice off shot though by Yell. It's traded out. It's a 3 versus 3. Def dropping down. Def from above. Showtime burning down at Z. Trying to get an early kill there onto the bomb carrier because there's only 10 seconds left on the clock. The bomb will go down. Uber getting that headshot. Yell with a nice shot with the off though. Fully blinded. Surreal peeks out, and it's going to be 10-12. And things have turned things around, Launders. We would expect that Luminosity Gaming had pretty much this game in the bag, but this is showing a very strong CP side.
Yeah, they're doing kind of what Luminosity did to them, getting these trades outside really easily. And they're like Showtime. It's kind of weird. It comes down to these moments because Showtime in that situation, if he wasn't standing on top of a molly and he could have committed to that spray, he probably would have killed them both. They were like right beside each other. And you can trust that he would have good enough spray control to do that, but had to get out of there to not die in the molly. That would have been a disaster in itself. And that ended up working out really well. But again, just a game of moments.
3 kills there for Android, but of course it's because it's only P250 upgrades now for LG. Another one to fall in the hands of Ape. Showtime now on the big flank. And mind you, Showtime's currently at 21-14, but I said at the beginning of the half he's at 18-8. So he's been denied quite often here playing... I guess he was playing mostly inner at this point. Not seeing that much action. Forced to rotate a lot. LG getting dispatched towards the outside. That could explain why his score is a little bit lower. They did put a good impact on the first half. Should they try to go inner for Complexity, the story might change there for Showtime's performance.
Oh, it's true. They're definitely putting a lot of attention towards outside. And because it's working, I think that's a good enough reason to do it.
Definitely.
It's not just because you know that people are going to go outside doesn't mean that there's much that you can do, because it's very common to play one inner anyway, and it's still, if you have a good outside take, I guess quite viable versus 4 players. Okay, speed hopping and then losing a Dragon Lure.
Oh, he keeps it.
Yeah, he actually hangs on to it.
Wow.
That's a huge find. Yeah, I'll take that all day.
Oh, for sure. I'm just trying to look at their money situation as well, and this puts a lot of money in the hands of Yell, because they don't have to really drop a gun anymore. Everybody's gonna go for a full buy, and he's gonna be able to have an op for fewer rounds later.
Yeah, they probably would have made it work, but that 5K is like a whole set of grenades for everybody.
Yep.
Either way, it's, you know, Luminosity need that. They need this at least. This is a consolation prize. They've got 1 round so far in this half. Their lead is quickly diminishing. And as Complexity have to attempt to reinvent themselves, Luminosity have to kind of find their footing in the first place. They don't know how they're gonna win a CT round yet.
But their round is literally by only 1 round. You cancel out the molly being thrown. Smoke to land on LG side. 1 utility gone for both sides. They're still trying to take this alley control. But you see them set up for this mini-map as you would expect them to try to work towards this outside. And as you mentioned there, as they focus a lot towards the outside, and usually it's common to play only 1 towards inner, you still have LG forcing 2 guys inner to start.
Ivy is starting to get aggressed on. There's no one on the left side here to watch backline. So if they were to smoke him out, this could cause some pretty serious rotation. That is going to be the entry. This kill does get the better of PKL in that position, and that could be a huge one. Now again, we see that his left and his right. What happens? Can he get a kill though? He does. 60 HP remaining as well, and he's going to reposition himself.
Yeah, that's the bomb carrier. There's 15 seconds left on the clock. They have to act quick for complexity now, and Showtime's going to work. Gets 2 kills in a rotation. Now it's a 2 versus 2. 10 seconds left on the clock. 2 versus 1. Showtime, at least, they know that he's at Ivy. He could try to move in and try to get this kill. Oh, 3 seconds left. He's getting tagged. Gets the first kill, but Uber's down to 8 HP. Uber should have connected those AK shots, and now Showtime has a kit, a smoke, and a flash. Oh, he's going to go for the big play.
Yeah, Uber.
But the tap never came out, though.
Yeah, but you can just kind of... Oh, he thought he baited him out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good patience, man.
4K for Uber.
Dude,
But that's it.
Bother, yeah. He figures that there's almost certainly going to be a fake. He's very low HP. These are 2 great reasons to not peek and just hope that they don't defuse. And he outplayed Showtime there. So,
Yeah. Crucial thing was hearing for the tap as well.
Yeah,
if that doesn't come out, you just
sometimes
say
in the smoke, though, you don't hear it. And
That's
so
true.
People, yeah, so you can't trust the game sometimes. Because it's unclear when you can and can't hear someone tapping in a smoke.
Well, to summarize this, though, it's tied up 12-12. And they do have an op again in the hands of Yell. 3 UMPs, 1 M4, and Showtime's pushing it aggressively. Down towards that lower ramp. And that forces Complexity to just hold their grounds towards that staircase, also forcing and repositioning Surreal and Android back towards T-Con. Might see an outside split in the end. Showtime did his part. So that everybody could still focus on holding towards the outside. Even at that point, Yell is pushed all the way up towards Ivy in a nice angle to try to catch him off guard, where exactly where Complexity is walking into. You can see from their position as well, Launders, is if Yell dies, and he doesn't because he gets the kill onto the Opera and Surreal, he's going to fall back. But if he did die, he did have players playing passively towards the A-bomb side that could come back for the trade after, so...
Yeah. Yeah, but I like this. They just peppered in some aggression. It looked like Surreal was prepared to have to deal with someone, but Yell peeked out at the perfect moment. Who knows if he had just walked into the scope, maybe the trade goes differently. I'm not sure. The smoke is bad, though. In the middle of Ivy, kind of the worst place for it to go. And no one use it. Ooh, and avoids a pre-fire and then gets the better of Android, and there it is, Luminosity. Close up the round. What just happened?
The advantage...
everybody alive to nobody alive.
Yeah, I saw them push all the way up towards the E-box towards the end of that round. So they tried to go for that split. When Android was trying to get that those kills towards Ivy, they just executed towards T-Con and Ladder Room. But they had people pushed up. They called for the guy always playing towards E-box, and that's what shut them down. But at this point, though, another advantage is that LG winning that round with 5 guys alive and also salvaging an AWP. That's so much money saved into this round where it won't necessarily be in a reset situation on the next round should they lose this one.
Could be for all the marbles right here. I don't know. Yell taking a serious hit to the face. Only in the big damage. Good Molotov. And in the fire, somehow. Def manages to stay alive and get that kill. Showtime's gonna have some pressure put on him, but a couple of great entries coming out.
What did Ape look there?
I have no idea.
Alright, well, Lisa gets traded out, though, by Android, and PKL's the last man standing. 3 versus 1. At this point, he doesn't have a kit. He does have an incendiary grenade and 2 flashes. Actually, there's a kit right in front of them at the lower ramp. But at this point, he's going to say, alright, screw that. I'm going to save my AWP. So it's going to be back on our 13-13 scoreline. They're going to be able to have that AWP and being able to go up at $1,400. That's enough money for PKL to drop an M4. So I think you'll see another buy coming in the next round.
You would assume that they will try to put one together. This op is going to incentivize that quite a bit, but they are low.
They've done it before with 3 UMPs.
Yeah, no doubt.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, they definitely want to for sure.
Yeah, that's why you're gonna call this timeout here for Showtime. What do you want to do with the money that you have? Because Shiz at this point, if we went for full armor and M4,
PKL can drop a gun. They have an off, and then everyone else can buy.
Exactly.
One UMP potentially.
And even at that point, you buy small armor because you're up against AK, so that's gonna save you some money there. That's $300. That's one utility right there for you to be able to purchase.
It might allow you to get a kit or an extra smoke.
So the real question is not only for this round, but for the next round. Because now they're going to buy all the way down, right? To nearly zero. If you lose this round here, they have $1,900. They're going to have 2K. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you want to play the next 2 rounds for LG should you lose this one? What's going on in their
Should
mind?
you lose this one, then you're just on the ugliest force-ups. You don't want to get there. This is the round. Because, yeah, so this is 14. So this would be 14 and then potentially a double save.
Yeah.
Which means that on that point, they'll have a half buy at best if they spend all their money here. Which they might actually consider trying not to, if possible, but I don't know how they could do that. That would be extremely meta. But also, there's just so much on the line. You shouldn't hedge your bets in this moment. If you lose this round, you're very close to just being out completely. So probably better to go all in, spend all your money, give yourself the best chance to win here and now. You've got like a very reasonable amount of income to do so. This is a solid buy for the CTs. I would just be talking about how to get that first kill quickly.
Yeah. So how do you think they want to set this up from what you've seen, how Complexity have played their T side? Forcing a lot on the outside to start.
Yeah, they're forcing a lot on the outside, so I think they either the counter nades have been weak towards T-Con, or Complexity have done a good job of getting out quickly. They haven't thrown any fakes. They know that outside works, and they don't go inner unless it's versus Eco so far. They did on that last round, but that was like the only time so far this half. So if they, I think Complexity will probably go outside again, and therefore Luminosity, if they're in position, could number one 4-1, and number two have someone quick flank ladder for outside if it is going to be an outside take.
The interesting part as well is that Showtime hasn't really gone for like the big flanks inside the ladder room from inner. The rounds where they actually decide to push somebody aggressively down towards that lower ramp, should it be Showtime or Yell, they actually had Complexity members at the staircase to keep them back. So Complexity at some point in this second half has done a very good job to actually keep them on their toes and say, all right, well, I guess I can't go for the big flank after all. I'm just going to have to play default every single time. Showtime's playing towards that lower ramp one more time. He's going to nade it up, but Ape is there. Very uber. Meanwhile, Def has fallen down to the T-Con.
Oh.
They do manage to get this kill.
And there it is. They actually sell the fake. So this could be huge. 4 players rotating in. The Molly is going to block everybody off. That's crazy. Oh my god. Another Molly is smoke. They're getting really close to this. And CT are jumping through. They realize they got to damage control ASAP.
And they hear it too. Lined up right now. It's Android getting 2 kills. One moving in from the CT spawn. Upper ramp. That's PKL to trade it out. And that's a 3 versus 2. Ape is also towards that hump. He hears. He sees. Now he's going to try to spam through the smoke. Spots the last 2 guys there towards that lower ramp. Fully blinded is PKL. Yell on the top of that train, and that's pretty much it. That clock is dwindling down, and Ape has done such a good job. PKL manages to get the kill with the M4, but that's gonna seal the deal. On this 2 versus 2, Complexity takes the lead. No money in the hands of LG, so that's why you see them saving this AWP and the M4 that could maybe get something done for them in this next round. But Complexity, ladies and gentlemen, take the lead in this matchup.
Yeah. And that was really good because I just said how they never faked. So I actually didn't even expect them to do it, but it was the perfect time to. And we were talking about what Luminosity should do in accordance to what they think with Complexity are going to do. And I was saying, you know, if Complexity do something, they have typically not faked at all. So they'll probably just go ahead and like hit outside. And they actually did just send one person outside, sold a really simple fake, and then hit inner, completely caught Luminosity off guard, had everybody rotating to the worst spots possible. So
yeah,
really nice way to throw him through a loop.
Showtime was out in the open. Nice flash. Yeah, look at his position. But he whiffed the shot, unfortunately, but the Mag 7 moves up. He dropped down towards the ladder room. Destiny's playing close towards the E-box as well, and Showtime, because of that smoke actually thrown by Yell, cannot move in and push through. So this gives an advantage for Complexity to push forward. Even on Molly at the grounds, Showtime's going to try to jump across. He's on a big flank. Misses the first shot, lands the second one. But his position is given away. Yell is at the A-bomb train. Misses that shot, unfortunately, and that's a 3 versus 1. It's going to be serious point now for Complexity.
YOLO. Through the smoke. Yeah, the very, very, very low chance you were going to win that. So, you know, try to get out as soon as possible. And that's it. No money. And Complexity win. They see 2 people push inner. They immediately ran outside. I was wondering, is that? I mean, I guess they know in that case that there's only going to be 3 people outside, which is a nice bit of information. But completely left the flank unwatched. I was kind of worried about that.
Yeah, I guess the cops that were at my place made it to your place now. We're both in downtown Toronto here.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
For
We live on,
UMPs.
I live in the middle of the city. He lives on the south.
Yeah. 4 UMPs, 1 CZ. That is all we have here for LG. Only 1 kit on the back of Showtime. Still just trying to survive this match. Uber already made his way lower in. Showtime though wins that fight. Android playing from the ramp, going for the taps. Trades it back onto Destiny. Nice pop flash, but Android stays alive.
Oh, they caught. Well, they got an easy outside take.
Yeah.
Everybody rotated in, but they're not going. They're waiting for their teammates. They're going real slow.
You're gonna volley your teammates out.
Yeah, not sure what that.
But at least they clear out towards Z, and they're gonna be able to make it in for the bomb fight. So it's gonna be a 4 versus 4. 1 AK salvage by Showtime, 2 UMPs, 1 CZ, and Showtime. Actually, it's yellow in that big flame with that CZ. Nades coming through. Showtime falls down. PKL long range with the UMP. So it's now 2 or 3 versus 3. Big flank by Yell. 2 versus 2 now. Offshot. Legs down Yell. He's stuck at the E-box. Picks up the AK. Peeks out. Gets the shot into Death. Who gets caught with a weapon switch. Now Surreal gets the kill. It's a 1 versus 1. A kit in the hands of PKL. He does have a flash to work with as well. He's just going for the tap. Real's running out. Loses that fight. PKL keeps it alive.
Wow, they're still in this. How'd they lose that? Oh my god.
UMPs! 4 UMPs and a CZ.
I know, 4 UMPs in the CZ. They went outside, they got 44, they had the entire site to themselves. I think they threw bad smokes. I don't think they should have let them out of the choke points like they did. All they had to do is have one person watch the ladder, throw the smoke into Z so that somebody can't actually run behind. You see how they smoked the right side of the bomb train? Let everybody out of Z? Or like could potentially, it's like why smoke yourself out in that situation? If they jump through the smoke, they're dead, but now they can just run around the train and get into better position. So I really dislike those smokes. Especially versus saving players. Bites you in the ass.
This is where the morale could bite you. And actually hurt the morale. Complexity loses one here. If this goes into overtime, LG is going to be riding with it.
Do you think LG are gonna win?
If it goes into overtime, yeah. I mean, you just lost against 4 UMPs and a CZ.
Yeah, but Complexity do that all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Post-plant situations never works for coL. But now LG is in a great position now. 3, 4 on the outside. 1 making it on the bomb train. That's Destiny with the UMP. But still, things are staying very, very quiet for Complexity side. They even have people playing from... Okay, they were watching 2 guys from Ivy from the back of spawn, but now they're setting up for outside throws. Here comes the commitment from Complexity side. And it's a nice shot by Surreal to open it up. Second one on the E-box, traded out by Shiz, but he gets burned down by Uber. PKL still playing towards green, peeks out, gets a shot onto Android, trying to go for the trade, is Death. Finally sprays it, gets the kill, and Destiny's waiting towards that bomb train. He peeks out, he sees the elbow, but he gets backstabbed by Uber. Showtime onto Death. It's a 2 versus 1. Make that a 1 versus 1. 26 seconds left on the clock. He got the crucial kill onto the bomb carrier. Now can Uber win this one? Oh, he's gonna run inner, and that's exactly where Showtime is going as well.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Showtime wins it! Uber outplayed himself.
I think Showtime was just gonna rotate to Z, and he covered options there. If he goes Z, he could just have another way to go outside, and also he knows that they aren't going, that Uber isn't gonna go inner. But yeah, I don't know. He was back lanes. Did he really need to run inner? I don't know. I mean, I guess like. That's tough.
Yeah, he got the first kill onto the bomb carrier on that 2 versus 1 at that 5 train, and he was playing towards Ivy. So Uber at that point, you would expect him to just be like, okay, I have the bomb down. He's putting himself in Showtime shoes. I got the bomb down. I got the kill towards Ivy. I might just watch the bomb. And then now that he picked it up, he thought he could make it inner fast enough, thinking that Showtime was still playing towards that the 6 train with an angle on the bomb. Little does he know, though, Showtime does have the experience playing for a long time with Immortals, and even standing in for SK at some point. But now we're going to overtime.
OT, baby. I think the longer this game goes on, I feel like, we made that joke about how they lose a lot to force buys, but
yeah.
I guess what I meant by that is like they have more experience, I think, just in general. So probably will probably be more resilient in this situation.
You're talking about complexity?
Complexity, yeah.
That's my chair squeaks.
Hair puberty.
I need a new chair, man. We had this conversation before, just before going on air, and I don't know what chair I want. I think I'm just gonna go for like a.
Get a Herman Miller, dude.
I was about to say maybe a Herman Miller. But yeah, so this is, if you guys are just tuned in, because I think we went on from 4K to about 7.7 now. So welcome, guys, to the stream if you just tuned in. This is the last and final map of the series to see who's going to move on to the grand finals. This is the Call of the North qualifier presented by Bell with Vansili and Launders. After this, we still have plenty of CS to go on in this channel. We're going to move on with the lower brackets after, with True Chains and Seaside, and then the grand finals will be once again broadcasted by Launders and myself. Winner of this, and that's what's on the line, winner of this qualifier will actually be able to meet up with the 7 other invited teams in the Montreal finals. That's happening the same weekend as iBuyPower, but it's going to be the Northern Arena Montreal finals.
Yeah, so we have the teams that are qualified already for IEM, that's right, basically. Whereas the iBuyPower teams are there to qualify, I think. So it's kind of an interesting dichotomy of tournaments that week.
Yeah. The lots of stuff happening this weekend, or that weekend, which is the 3rd weekend of November. So plenty of CS guys to watch there on Twitch. Plenty of casters, I guess, on the microphones behind all of these events. Now in this round here, the overtime has started. LG on the CT side, it is composed of Destiny, PKL, Yell, Shiz, and Showtime. While for complexity, we have Uber, Surreal, Def, Android, and Ape. With looking at it, it's changed a little bit for complexity, but it seemed to be wanting to execute towards the inner bomb site where Showtime is playing a one-man solo.
Showtime been very good. There's a double peek to scare him and Def from the top, from the rafters.
Even a nice triple peek.
Very nice, yeah. Extremely nice.
Top shot by Yell. They thought that flash was going to blind 2 of them. No mollies that were thrown either. That evens it up on an easy 4 versus 4. Def holding on the one side of the smoke. We'll see if this first continues for the full spot situation here for complexity. Def down to 13 HP. Gets mowed down by Destiny. And now it's a 4 versus 3. They still have the molly to work with. Uber is playing on the top here. He's just waiting to throw it. But because of that, his teammates are falling down. So it's a 4 versus 1. No smokes.
Oh
this is good actually right now.
Do they have time? This is
not anymore. Pop
flash
flash coming through. Gets the bomb carrier. What a play by Uber.
Wow, he makes it happen. That
Huge bait,
but
it pays off.
It's not baiting if you win the round.
Yeah, I guess
2016.
so. I guess so.
Yeah, really nice. I mean, yeah, so it ended up working over. I don't know, did he throw the molly or was the molly down before he?
No, he threw it. He threw it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
4v1.
Yeah, 4v1. I mean, the molly will stop anybody if nobody has a smoke to deal with it. So, around that complexity, almost certainly we're about to lose. Was held on to. Good flash too. I mean, they could have stuck it after the molly.
Yep.
But yeah, all around good play.
He's gonna change down for complexity.
Like
yeah, exactly. Triple peak was insane, but they're playing so aggressively right now for complexity. Already running out towards Decon. Throwing the smokes for them to just run through towards the Ivy side, and they actually managed to take down Shiz towards the bomb train. Now there's gonna be another full fight situation. 2 guys already coming out towards the ladder room. It's a 3-on-2 now. Ape getting a headshot on to Destiny. 2 versus 2. Ape with 4 HP. Def in the back of the blue train at Olaf. Gets the first flank, gets the first kill, spots the last one now. Top flash, 1 versus 1.
Oh, good flash, but he's being flanked, and he has a lot to deal with this. Really nice play from Def. Good positioning, good flash. Gonna hold off his opponent. I think if Yell wasn't flash there, he could have actually been able to run around the train, maybe catch him off guard. And there it is, the second round. This time outer. Another confident outer take that we see from complexity. They have, if you guys have missed some of the regulation, they were able to come out with these really explosive outer takes, just like Luminosity were able to do on their T side. It has been a very even matchup in that sense, and actually quite T-sided in general. 10-5 T sides, right? Yeah.
Sorry, it was 11-4. 11-4 on
11-4, okay.
Yes.
Yell getting aggressive, and he's been doing this. He's been peppering in these aggressive plays at IV, and they've been working really well. Oh my gosh, I just thought that I was going to test into that shot, but somehow doesn't connect. I was like, okay.
I got the wall shot, I guess.
Oh, is
Right?
that what? Yeah, he might have flicked
Is that
a
what
little bit.
Android said? Yeah. I think it was Android that was moving up. So that's going to be now a 4-on-4 situation. Virtually still identical in terms of HP. But in terms of economy, very low here for LG. TZ, 2 UMPs, a scout, and an op. Complexity are about to walk towards inner where Showtime's playing it solo with that UMP. As soon as he spots it, he's going to flash, and that's the last utility being thrown down for LG. First kill, the second one, latest part. But a two-man trade there from Android right after. Dropping the opper, but Destiny's on the big flank. I think Surreal spotted him, yeah. Sorry to walk away.
Oh,
He
he
loses
decided
the
to
fight.
jump up.
So another one-man disadvantage for Complexity to try to hold on post plant. Can they do it? Uber spotting him here. Takes down Shiz towards the upper ramp. Destiny goes down towards the lower ramp. Now it's a 2 versus 1. Destiny going on that bomb. No kit.
Oh god, yeah, they both. Wow, okay, Android trades. 4K for Android. 3 rounds in a row on T side. Android 34 kills. 30. No, that's Showtime. Android
Yeah.
32 kills. Very nice performance though, overall. And that means that all Complexity have to do is win 1 round now on CT side, and we'll see them in grand finals. It's that simple, man.
It is that simple. I guess I've discredited Complexity after losing that 13 or 28 round against Luminosity, but at this point they are at game point situation on the quote-unquote easier side, which seems to have been a struggle for both of these teams though on train.
Yeah, but you gotta anticipate that after this refreshing T half and in OT starting on T side, they've got a better mindset to just get 1 round on CT side. In general,
Definitely.
they should have been doing way better in the first place, but you gotta assume that they've figured it out by now, especially with all of the money that they need to
Big guns.
have whatever round they want. Exactly, big guns. Android's very complicated. If that was Lego, that would take days to build. That was I don't know where he's gonna play with it, but it's so powerful. Auto sniper on train is incredibly powerful. So many just long angles that see from one choke point to the next. He's actually gonna be in heaven, I think.
Yep. That's the thing though as well for Complexity. For both of these teams, rather, they focus on outside a lot. So maybe they're going to try to rethink that a little bit and try to turn a little bit better towards the outside. But even at this point, I think it's too passive here for Complexity. You have 1 towards CT Heaven, 1 playing towards Bomb Train, 1 at Ivy, and then 1 playing towards Z for the quick rotation. But they give so much map control towards Olaf's side, and hell, should Luminosity Gaming want to work towards the outside.
Nope. You can tell by the posturing on the minimap that clearly Luminosity have an interest in inner right now. And Def has had some trouble here. This is one of the problems in the first half. Why they gave up a lot of the early rounds was Def was not going. He was going 1 for 1 or not getting a kill at all. And they're spawning people on the lower ramp. Good spray, a lot of damage dealt. And now terrorists have crossed in. Ooh. In that moment. Oh my gosh. Yeah. If he had 1 HP. And there it
Got
is.
him this
Spots
time.
him in the smoke.
Meanwhile, Uber has burned down by Showtime.
What is even happening right now? We
They're
have a
running
player
back towards the
out.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, but like auto sniper. Oh no!
Oh, shooting
Oh
flanks.
no!
Arm shot
Not
miss
like
as
this.
well. LG's moving out. Surreal's in the back of the A-bomb train. Can he connect these shots? Definitely saves it. Draws the bomb carrier, so that's going to save a bit of time. Close range there, shot by Surreal. Misses the second one. It's a 2 versus 1 now. Yell trying to move on with the Tech 9. Gets this kill. There's 6 seconds left on the clock. Flash for him to go for the plant.
Where is?
Can he save this?
Oh, he thought there was no time. GG.
And Uber with a pre-fired good game. Okay, Uber, you just jinxed it. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
1 versus 1. 8 has no nades. Yell has everything in his arsenal, and he's just hiding in the smoke at the bomb train.
Oh my god. This is
Such
great.
gutsy plays.
This could be it. This is what a fantastic way to end this. And Yell
30th.
is up on the train. Oh my.
What are they doing?
Oh, there. I don't know.
Everybody
He-
outplayed themselves.
There was so much outplaying. Okay, there it is. Uber 3 GG. Good shit. All right, Complexity win. Very nice.
Yeah.
That was a good comeback. So funny. Android has 32 kills, but you give him the auto sniper. He